Hey, it's Johar. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So I'm going to do something I haven't done too much on this channel. I don't think I've done a lot on my TV channel, but it's called Ship It or Rip It, where I put down the names of several characters from different books, and I will pick two and decide if I think they match or not. I did put some characters from Seekers and Warriors on here, which Seekers is about bears and Warriors is about cats. But with this game, I ignore everything. Like, I pretend that they're human, and if they were human, would the personalities clash? I ignore sexuality, I ignore um, animated, I ignore what they look like. I just think about if their personalities were matched as a couple. So yeah. I was also thinking about doing a shipping war games where I put down different couples from different books, and I will pick two and decide if I think which couple I like more, basically. So let's get into the game, shall we? So I have a bunch of different books here, mostly fantasy because that is what mostly I read, but I do have some mystery and horror characters, I think, and I have several indie as well as traditionally published. So a bunch of different types of books. So let's get into it. Udrak from Seekers, and Leafpool from Warriors. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm gonna say I ship it just because they're both like very sweet, very smart. She's a medicine cat, and he can actually shapeshift from human and any other animal. Like, he can shapeshift, and um, even though like medicine cats are supposed to date, I think they would actually be a really good match, and I'm gonna say ship it. If anyone's read Secrets or Warriors, I'm sure you would agree. I can't even really explain it. I just think they would be a really cute match. Allie from Skinjacker trilogy, and Henry from the B series. Hmm, that's interesting. So I don't know if I would say I ship it in a romantic way, but I feel like Allie can be a little bit similar to Ari and B, and Ari and Henry became great friends. I love their duo, they're great friends. I wouldn't say they're like exactly alike, but I can see the similarities. Um, and so I'm gonna say I ship it as friends. I don't know if I see it in a romantic way, but I think they would be an interesting duo. Um, Celeste from Squeak, or the Astro Chronicles, and Seraphina from Towers of Memories. Interesting. Seraphina's not one to date, she's Arrow Ace, but if you were to take that away, once again, I don't know if I see it in a romantic way, but I think they'd be cute friends. I think they would be really cute as friends. I'm not sure if I see it in a romantic way though. I feel like they're I mean I think they are actually a little similar in some ways. I feel like Seraphina and Celeste both have this like kind of Seraphina definitely has to stay away from me attitude until she ends up making friends. Like, she was kind of has this aloofness to her. Celeste, I wouldn't say does, but I feel like she wasn't great at making friends either for a while until she meets her friend group, kind of like Seraphina. So I can see them like being in the same friend group. Not sure I see it in a romantic way though, so I'm gonna leave it at that. um, they're sticking together. Okay. Ron Weasley from Harry Potter, and Perenelle Flamel from Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. Um, I'm just gonna say rip it and leave it at that. Um, I'm I might say her name wrong. I feel like I always do. Scathach from from Secrets of the Immortal, Nicholas Flamel, and is that Crowfeather from Warriors? No. Right off the back, no. Crowfeather can be grumpy, which is why I think he matched so well with both his love interests, Leafpool and Feathertail. Both of his love interests, I feel like, were so sweet and so kind and just so opposite of him. But Scathach isn't the opposite of him, and I feel like Crowfeather only matches with somebody who is the opposite of him, who can tone down his anger and just bring out a sweet side that most people can, not even his friends. Like, as Scathach is more than just angry like Crowfeather. Like I feel like she can be. Yeah, I feel like they would be too similar in some ways. Um, and I feel like their personalities would really clash. Like they would always like be fighting and getting into it with each other. That's why I think they both honestly need somebody who's on the sweeter side who can tone down their angry side. They say opposites attract for a reason, right? Ziri Greenapple from Bewitched in Oz, and Mary Hightower from Skinjagger Trilogy. So I wanted to at least add a couple people that I did not like or flat out hated. And I hate this woman with the burning passion. One of my most hated book characters up there with Umbridge. Who else is up there with Mary Hightower? Probably the King and Bee and the bad guy in the mantis gland. I feel like they would just be like, no, I hate these people with a burning passion, and I hate Mary, and I like Ziri, and I feel first of all I don't think they would match either way, but also Ziri deserves better than Mary Hightower, and I feel like Ziri wouldn't like Mary Hightower. She has this like um aura that she's better than everyone, and I feel like Ziri would just really hate her. So ribbit. Immediate ribbit. Who do I have here? Who does that say? Ravi Singh from Good Girls Guide to Murder, and Nate from One of Us is Lying. I don't think I see it, no. Like, I know Nate and Bronwyn aren't exactly similar, but I feel like she matches him in some ways. And I feel like same with I can't remember her name. The main character in Good Girls Guide to Murder matches Robbie. I feel like he's like on another level, and I do not think Nate could handle him like at all. And I don't think Robbie could handle Nate like being like a criminal and stuff. Like be patient with him like Bronwyn can. So Ribbit. I am not doing very well with this game so far. I haven't even had one ship it. I might have had one at the most. Brink from Bewitched and Oz, love him, and Lahari from the Mantis variant. Huh, that's an interesting one. So, there's not that much romance in the Mantis Clan, which I do like, but I'm not gonna lie where I said in the first book that I kind of shipped Lahari with Agro. And I feel like Brink can be a little bit similar to Agro, honestly. I think he's really sweet and kind, and there's this one scene that I think this is the reason why I ship Agro and Lahari so much. It is because there's like one scene when Lahari. It's been a while since I've read the book, so I might have the scene a little. So it might not be completely fresh in my mind, but I just remember reading a scene where Lahari is like one of the first few scenes the Lahari and Agro really met, and it was dark, but when Agro finally saw Lahari, she's a uh there's so in the Mantis Clan series, for a little context, there are people with superpowers, and some of them can kind of transform them to make their outsides look different. And she looked, if I remember correctly, kind of like a lizard. And she made a comment about being hideous or something, and Agro kind of just said that she's not. I don't remember exactly how it played out, but that scene just made me be like, oh, they would actually be a really cute pairing. And yeah. And I feel like Brink would have the same response, just be like, you're not a monster, you're beautiful, and I can see it. Like I think they would be a really cute pairing, and I feel like Brink would be the kind of person Lahari needs. And I feel like Brink was kind of shy too, and I feel like Lahari could bring him out of his shell a little. Um, Peeta Mellark from Hunger Games, and Hannah from These Witches Don't Burn. Hmm. I don't know why, but I kind of want to say ship it. I feel like they both, Peeta had like obviously abusive parents, and then Hannah had a really abusive ex. That I don't want to say abusive as in physically abusive, but like she did some mind games with her. Honestly, it was a really bad experience, and I just feel like they would be really sweet to each other and be the person the other needed to kind of cope with everything. So I'm gonna say ship it. Nico from Percy Jackson and Inej from Shadow from Six of Crows. I originally wanted to say rip it, but now that I think about it more, I kind of want to say ship it. There's not many people I can see Inej with, or Nico, to be honest. And I feel like Inej, I feel like Nico can be. I don't think he's as dark as Kaz, but I think he can be kind of close just because, he's the son of Hades, and after he lost his sister, he went down a dark road. And Nesh obviously has done things she's not proud of, and she's drawn to Kaz despite his darkness. And I feel like Nico is the opposite though. I feel like sometimes you can be drawn to the darkness when you have darkness, other times you're drawn to the light when you have darkness. And I feel like that's really showcases with the two of them. But then again, even though she's done things, I don't think she's really that dark. She's more the light for Kaz. And I feel like Nico, that's why he liked Will, because like he was the light for Nico's darkness. And I don't know what it is about it, but I can actually kind of see it. I feel like, yeah, she's done things, but she would be more of a light compared to Nico, and I feel like that she can like bring him down, and I feel like Nico could help her like with everything she has going on. So because they both I feel like have a lot going on, but I can kind of see it, so I'm gonna say ship it. Mickey from Skinjacker Trilogy at Graph 2 by accident, and Horace from Towers of Memories. I said I grabbed a couple people I didn't like because I wanted to spice it up a little. So I'm gonna say rip it. Like, I feel like why Mickey worked so well with Allie was because she didn't take his crap, and I feel like but honestly, I feel like Horace wouldn't either. And they both honestly weren't great people at the beginning. Like Horace, I'm only now starting to be like, okay, maybe he's not so bad because he recently apologized. Where I'm at, he recently apologized to Serafina for being crappy to her this entire time. So I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna be better. But that's all I've seen of him being good. So I can't say I like him yet. Mickey had a redemption arc. I was originally gonna say rip it, but honestly, I feel like Horace would be a little bit like Allie and just not take his crap at all. I think I'm gonna ship it. I'm actually really surprised with this one. I was not expecting to say ship it with this pairing, but I'm gonna say ship it. Val from Warriors of Bria and Lusa from Seekers immediately rip it. Um, And I don't even know why. I don't think they would clash that much just because I feel like Val can be a little bit like Tokuro and they have really good friendship. And I think some people ship Lusa and Tokuro. I do not. I love their friendship. I love the friend group, and I don't want to ship anyone in the four of them. Like, I don't. But I just don't think I see it. And I don't even think I have an explanation for why I don't see it. Like, I just. I just don't. I can't even explain it. I'm just gonna say rip it. Feathers from Towers of Memories, love him. And Fra from An Impossible Dream. Interesting. I'm gonna say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say ship it. And I don't know why. I feel like Bra is very well at the beginning when you meet him. So okay, So in Impossible Dream, he is very shy and he has to stutter, so he doesn't speak much because he's always afraid people make fun of him because he has a very abusive father. Um, and his siblings, other than Henry, are all very abusive, very horrible, horrible, horrible people. I cannot stress that enough. Especially one of them, like he has done unspeakable things. And Feathers, I feel like he can be a little bit more on the chaotic side because all the dragons can be chaotic, let's be real, but I feel like he's less chaotic than some of them. And I feel like he is very sweet and he's such a good friend to Seraphina. I feel like he's like a great listener, and I feel like he obviously would not make fun of Fra for his stutter or anything. He would be patient with him, kind of like Sarah is, and just let him speak when he's ready and be very patient as he tries to get the word out, making Frog more comfortable to speak. I can really see that. And now I'm actually really shipping them. I would love to see fanfiction of these two because I think they would be a really cute pairing, honestly. I'm gonna say ship it. I just think they would actually be really cute, and I feel like they would be so good together. Theo from St. Juniper's Frolly and Sean from Ashes Chronicles. Um, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm gonna say Ribbit with this one. I feel like, um, and it's not because I think I I feel like I wouldn't say they clash. I don't think they hate each other, but I don't even think they would be friends. I just don't think they would roam in the same circle. I feel like Theo kind of thinks very differently of himself, and I feel like they would just I don't know. I don't even some of these I can explain why I think they would work or why they wouldn't, and then some I just do not have an explanation at all. It's just a vibe I'm getting from them, and I just do not think, like I said, I don't think they hate each other or even dislike each other. I just don't even think they would be friends though. So for best for that one. Agrel from the Mantis variant and Addie from One of Us is Lying. Interesting. I'm not sure if I ship it, but I think I would like them as friends. I feel like, Agro, like I said with Agro and Lahari, Agro was like very supportive of her, and I feel like she would be with Addie with everything going on, and she would be on Addie's side with everything, and really be the support that Addie needed. And I feel like um Addie would like, because Addie was also popular, and I feel like she would help Agro out of her shell a little, because I feel like Agro was kind of meek and timid at the beginning. She turned out to be one of the bravest characters by the end. Um, but yeah, I feel like they would be really good friends. I feel like it would be a little similar to Agro and Dozy, and I really like their friendship. Um, or Addie and Cooper, who has friendship I also like. So I'm gonna say I ship it as friends. Toklo from Seekers and Kato from Storymakers trilogy. Huh. I don't think they would be a couple just because I feel like they would butt heads too much. I think they're a little too similar in some ways. I did not like Kato at first; he grew on me, but I do think they would butt heads a little bit because I feel like they both would want to be kind of like the leader, similar to Toklo and Kalik when they first became friends. I feel like they took longer to really become friends, like even though they both became friends with Udrak and Lusa pretty soon, quickly, because I feel like even though the two of them became great friends and loved each other to pieces by the end, I feel like they took a while to get there because they butt heads a lot. Um, and I feel like it would be similar with Toklo and Kato. I feel like they would end up in the same friend group and then they wouldn't like each other much, butt heads, but they would end up becoming friends. Um, So I think it would be something similar to that. But I think that's it. I don't think I ship it. Maya from the Effigies trilogy and Ari from B series. That's interesting. So the Effigies trilogy is basically there's one person that can control each element. I mean, there's like not one person that can control all four elements. There are four people that, and each of them can control a different element. And when someone like it starts because the previous fire effigy died, so Maya becomes the next fire effigy, and she did not want to be a part of it at first, and I'm not sure if I ship it, but I think I can see them as friends. Um, I feel like they both did things that they're not necessarily proud of to survive in this world that they were thrown upon and they did ask for, and I feel like they could be a sounding board for each other. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for friends to lovers, and I maybe I can see it kind of morphing from friends into something more. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna say ship it as friends right now, but I see the potential for something more. I'm gonna go with that and leave it at that, okay? Let's see. Annabeth Chase from Percy Jackson and Lauren from Warriors of Bria. I'm gonna say rip it. Like, I don't know if Lauren can handle Annabeth Chase, to be honest. Like, I feel like Annabeth can be a bit of a know-it-all. She's admitted that her biggest sin would probably be pride, and I feel like Lauren would get very annoyed with Annabeth. I don't think they dislike each other, but I don't even think they'd really be friends, honestly. So I'm gonna say rip it. Luco, from Daughter's Ransom. And I can't read my handwriting. Jarek from Towers of Memories. That's interesting. And I'm gonna say ship it. Do I know why I ship it? No, I do not. I feel like Luco is a bit awkward, and I feel like Jarek is very chaotic because he's a dragon, and that's just what it means to be a dragon. And I don't know. I think I just I like the vibe, and I feel like they would actually be a good match for each other. I feel like Jarek would do his chaotic stuff, and Luco. I think it'll be a little bit similar to Celica and Angelina, maybe. Like, I feel like Luco would just be so annoyed with Jarek, but in like a cute way. And I feel like Jarek would really make Luco flustered, and I think that would just be adorable. I'm gonna say, you know, what? I'm gonna say ship it. I ship it. Cass Brecker from Six of Crows. Sarah from An Impossible Dream Ribbon. I don't think I see it. I'm sorry. I don't even think I see it as friends. Like, I feel like Cass doesn't like many people. He barely tolerates some of the crows on the good days. And I don't think he would like Sarah. And I don't think she would like Cass. And I don't even think I can explain it. Like, I just feel like they would not mesh at all. And I feel like she would call him out a lot. I think he would get very annoyed with her. And I'm just gonna say rip it. Like, I don't think I see it. Ginny Weasley from Harry Potter and David from Shadow and Bone. I'm gonna say rip it and leave it at that. May from Shadow Realm Chronicles and Khalik from Seekers. I don't think I see it. Like, Khalik is my favorite character and I love her. She went through a lot, and I feel like so did Maeve. I don't know, maybe I can see it as friends, and maybe Khalik could like be there for Maeve when everyone kind of turned her back on her. Khalik is very loyal, and I don't think she would, no matter what. And I feel like when Khalik goes through a lot, she could have Maeve as a friend to like deal with everything. Because Khalik was, I maybe it could be like instead of a friendship, like a mentor thing. Like Khalik has lost a lot, and maybe Maeve could take her in as like her own personal daughter, like adopted daughter. I actually really like that duo, and I like it, so I'm gonna go with that. Nicholas Flamel from The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, and Dozy from Mantis Variant. I'm gonna say rip it. I feel like Nicholas kept a lot of secrets from like Josh and Sophie, and they got very irritated with him. And I feel like Dozy wouldn't deal with his crap. I think she would call him out. I think she would walk away pretty quickly. I just don't think she would be interested like at all. And yeah, I'm just gonna say rip it. I just think that Dozy would not like it at all. So no, thank you. Wyland from Six of Crows and Poppy from Hocus Pocus. I think I see it. Like I feel like, they both can be awkward and I feel like they both can kind of, Wyland obviously doesn't see himself that great because of everything he's been through. And even though Poppy's had a pretty good life and stuff, she still doesn't. Like, she was surprised when her crush Isabella had been hanging out with them all year. She was like, why would Isabella hang out with me? Like, why would Isabella, who's pretty and cool and fun, want to hang out with me? Kind of vibe. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just feel like they would have so much in common and they would, like, be interested in each other's things and, sorry, I got interrupted. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I ship it. Um, I thought I had enough, but apparently I made an odd number. I swear I had enough though, so I have no idea what happened. But so I'm just going to pick two from this, and then with the last one, just pick up someone from the pile that I already used, just so they have a match. Okay, so let's see. Um, Jesper from Six of Crows and Scarlet from Malediction. I'm gonna say ship it. Scarlet can be very chaotic, and so can Jesper. And I feel like I don't even know why, but I feel like they would match. I just feel like, he's very humorous and I think he would be like give Scarlet some light in her darkness. And I feel like Scarlet would, really care about Jesper more than, a lot of people has in his past. And I feel like she wouldn't care, especially since she has powers, she wouldn't care about Jesper having powers and she would like make him feel more open about his powers. And yeah. So the last one is Gretchen from Water's Edge. And I'm gonna pick somebody from this pile to match with them. Dozy from Mantis Gland series. I don't know why, but I want to say ship it. Um, I feel like, I feel like they both don't, like, they both are the kind to, like, tell people off when they've had enough. Like, I feel like they both have had things like that. And I feel like they would kind of, I can see them both as, like, these feminists who want to help people and just, um, at the beginning, Dozy was kind of just like to herself, and like she didn't even want to help people like Agro did. It was Agro that wanted to help people, so she went along with it. And then when Agro was gone, Dozy kept doing that in memory of Agro. I feel like if Dozy and Gretchen got together, like Gretchen would be keep trying to help people, Dozy would just kind of go along with it until it just became like until she like started just helping her. And I feel like I don't know. I can kind of see it, and I think they would match. I think they would actually be really cute together. They would be like a power couple. Like you would not want to mess with the two of them. Um, so I'm gonna say ship it. Um, so yeah, that was it. That's all my names. I think my favorite pairing was who was it? Froth and Featherous. I think that was the pairing I got that I really liked. I think Dozy and Gretchen would be really cool too. So yeah, definitely. So please like and subscribe and comment if you like any of these ships, if you don't, and I will chat with you guys below in the comments. Until next time.